Alright, so I'm in a mood, and I feel like doing it. Let's just get it done. I'm about to go off on this passive train. So when I first started playing, I've obviously played Path of Exile 1. I'm not like a top player or anything. I was very casual. I just played like a little bit. But when I first logged into Path of Exile 2 and I saw this passive tree, I was like, holy hell, like most people. And I was so excited to explore it and, you know, make a build on my own and do all that stuff. But as I have been playing this game, and as I've been really trying to like identify how to actually build a character, the more I realize that this is all just an illusion. This is not actual options. They're just not. And I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna use my character as an example. This is like a level 24, 25, or something like that. It's a witch, and I'm doing minion stuff. So that's as cookie cutter as it gets. This is basic stuff. So you would think it would feel good for me as someone playing a witch with minions to build out the character. Let me tell you, it doesn't feel good. It feels horrible, actually. So here we go. We start off. I progress. I see some cool stuff. I see some more cool stuff. So I make my way there and I get it all. Here's the problem. What do I do now? Actually, what do I actually do now with my build? Do I backtrack and try and go for some other minion stuff over here? Do I try and hard commit for some high impact nodes over here? Do I just stay in the area that I'm in? There's no solution to this that feels good. It's not about it being complicated. It's not about it taking work on my part. It's about it not feeling good to do any of this. So let's go through option number one. Backtrack for more minion stuff. So I'm over here. I could come this way and grab this stuff. Look at how much this is going to cost me. Level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to cost me 7 levels before I can even touch an increase in power. 7 levels of attributes. Holy hell, that feels awful. That feels terrible. And I'll get into the attributes in a second, but let's stay on track. Let's stay on tangent. No, option number 2, I hard commit for some high impact nodes. So I would have to come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's going to cost me 11 attribute nodes. 11 level ups, man. We'll get into it. Last option, stay in the area that I'm in. Okay, which is actually what I've chosen to do, by the way. I'm going minions, but I still grab this because I'm using Unearth and Bone Storm. So I was like, okay, at least I can get some more power without having to spend 10 levels on attributes. But if I were to stay here, what am I going to invest in, to be honest? Do I come up here for some more elemental resistances? Seems like a good idea, doesn't it? I'm here. Elemental resistances for my minions is here. This is pretty goddamn close, no? I mean, it's not like I'm trying to go from here to here. Whatever that is. I don't even know. It's close. It's visibly right there. Except, if I wanted to get this, let's say, I would have to go through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels. 10 levels. Of what? Of just a bit of extra damage, of some mana regen. I'm sorry, I don't want mana regen for my build right now. Which doesn't feel good. Like, that's the big issue. It doesn't feel good to build out a character. And this is cookie cutter. Imagine if I wanted to build melee witch. Bro, imagine if I wouldn't even know where to start. But if I wanted to, it would just be pain. Like, I would have to come out attributes and just come over here and then get some of this. And what the hell is skill speed? You know, get some of this, and I mean, it actually wouldn't be that bad. But then no, look, I have to do like a ton of attributes to get any kind of crit, and it's like, what am I even getting for anything? What, all of these levels? You might think, 10 levels, it's not that big. 10 levels is a lot, man. 10 levels is kind of a lot. Every time you level up, you glow. There's this big light, and there's this sound, and it feels very, very good. It feels great to level up. And then you get your passive point. Can't wait to spend it. Guess what? Plus 5 strength, plus 5 int, plus 5 dexterity. So I was going to talk about the attributes. Sure, I'll do that. Attributes feel like ass in this game. I don't care at all about getting these stats. It's funny because if I was playing Dota 2 and you were like, here you go. Here's 5 free all stats. I'm like, yes. Okay, sweet. But that's a different game. In this game, when I see stats, I don't give a damn. I don't care. So, here's the counter argument to that. In this game, you need attributes to be able to equip your gems. So if you take a look at some of my gems, let's just say this Frost Mage requires 43 intelligence. I have 56. If I wanted to go up to something else, let's say level 9 spells, right? So my Skeletal Reaver, that's going to cost me 72 intelligence to be able to get that guy. That is a hell of a lot of intelligence. So I do need to get it. I actually need it. But forcing me to get something I don't want to get doesn't feel good. That's not exciting. That doesn't add to my gameplay experience. It's like a chore. It's almost like a sacrifice. It's like, oh, I have to get 72 intelligence. Okay, fine. I'll get it from here. I'll get it from there. I'll get it from here. It's just not exciting. It's just not fun. The solution to these problems, I can give you 2 solutions that would fix the lack of build diversity, the horrible, the way it feels. It feels so horrible to even just do cookie cutter stuff. For me now to go and get more minion stuff, it's gonna take me 10 levels no matter what I do. That's the gist of it. No matter what I do, I cannot get any kind of significant improvement to my character every time I level up for 10 levels. It's crazy, man. The solution, in my opinion, is just warp points. If I could just, okay, let's say for example, you have some item. It's like a currency, like a warp orb of some kind, and there's like a warp point here, so I can spend the warp orb to transport my characters here, and then it connects to some attribute nodes over here and whatever, or it connects here, and then it connects to this one. And so if I wanted to get Necromantic Talisman, I could right now. I could just be like, right, time to get Necromantic Talisman. Or if I want to get Lord of Horrors, I can just warp here, boop, get all this stuff. And that allows someone who's playing this, whatever this is Ranger, I guess, or something, or maybe it's Mercenary, I don't know, it doesn't matter to me. But if whoever's down here, they can be like, okay, well now I want to go and get some minions, or they can do that, they can do this dumb stuff. Or maybe they want to actually do a minion focused build with, a different character. Well, they can just warp up, they can just warp here and just start here. And I think that's way better, way better. And if you make it an item, well, the advantage now is that you add to the replayability of the game because players can try all kinds of interesting builds, but you also add to the length of the grind, like a meaningful grind, because you want to get warp orbs. They're rare, they're very expensive, and eventually you drop one and it's like, okay, now I've got 3 warp orbs, I can do the build that I wanted to do. Great. Now your player is playing the game again. That to me just seems like a good idea. And the second solution I have is just more of these. This is plus 25 intelligence. Why the hell aren't they just scattered around? So I can just be like, oh, I don't want to go through all of these attributes. I can get some more actual nodes that make me feel like I'm getting stronger. But there's just, plus 25 strength, plus 30 dexterity somewhere, and I get it. And now I solve my problems that way. And I don't know. Right now, it just feels really unsatisfying to level up. It feels boring to make builds because I don't want to spend I don't want to spend the next 10 levels doing this. I'm going to. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go here, all down this path. I'm gonna come all the way across to the left, and then I'm gonna get this, and that's gonna be 10 levels. The next 10 levels of my gameplay will involve me not doing anything to improve my character. I mean, attributes, sure, which is another issue. These attributes don't feel good. Like, look at what intelligence does. Intelligence gives me 2 mana. Who cares? Dexterity. I mean, it's nice, but it's not. It doesn't feel good. It's like, imagine if it gave you 2 mana and cast speed. That would be great. Dexterity gives you accuracy. What? Why is it not accuracy and attack speed? That would be awesome. What about strength? 2 life. Why is it not attack damage as well? That would feel good. If then all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, I've got tons and tons of strength. Now I do damage. That would at least alleviate some of the foul taste of being forced to take an insane amount of attribute nodes. But no, that's not the case. They just have gimped stats. They force you to take gimp stats. They have a gimped tree that looks like there's a billion options. There isn't. That's a lie. There's very little options. There's very little creativity that can even go into this because of how restricting it is. Like, it's so restricting. Anyway, that's my rant. I just wish it was different. I just wish I could teleport to different places and I could make the build that I want to make, and I could get the nodes that feel good to get. Like, I just don't get it. Why not pick a lane, man? Pick a lane. You've told me that I have to play a certain way, even if you know I come over here, right? This is the extent of the diversity allowed. I could come over here and then start over here. I would run into the same problem. I would come over here. I would come over here. I would be here. How am I getting up here? From here? What, through this? That's a billion levels too. Through this? It's like honestly, I almost regret coming over to this side, because if I had done this, I would be closer to where I want to be. So I just don't get it. Like, that there's not that much diversity involved, and yet it doesn't feel good to do the cookie cutter thing that they kind of want me to do. It doesn't feel good to do either. And sure, okay, fair enough. If you put warp points everywhere, people are just gonna make, I don't know, wherever the hell what's this? Oasis. That sounds dumb. Wherever Valpact is, I don't know. It's somewhere down there. They're just gonna make Valpact builds. Everyone's gonna make not this, Mind Over Matter builds. Sure. So what? Let them. Let them make all kinds of crazy weird builds that use the same keystones to function. I don't care, as long as people feel excited and interested to be creative. Because right now, I don't really have that much choice to do anything, and yet it still doesn't feel good to do what limited choices I have available to me. Pick a lane. Make it feel good to do what you want me to do, or let me do what I want to do. I just one or the other. At least do one. Don't do both, but do one. Don't make it so that it doesn't feel good, but I'm also not allowed to be creative, because that's the worst of both worlds. I don't know. That's my rant. That's all I have to say on it.